Hi, how are you? It's been a while. It's been a minute. I've been on vacation. A lot has been going on, but Happy New Year, Happy New Decade, Happy 2020. I hope that you're doing well. I hope the new year has been treating you well. I hope the holidays treated you well. I hope that you've been taking care of yourself, or at least taking the steps to do so. A lot has been going on. I'm thinking about making a video on that. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. As I don't know what I'm doing with my life. But right now, what I do know is that perhaps, mayhaps, I'm bringing back monthly videos for the signs. We'll see how it goes. There's a lot of reasons why I was going back and forth on bringing them back. We'll see. Okay? So that's what we're doing today. We're starting with Scorpio. Hi, how are you, Scorpio? This is going to apply to Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the month of January. I know I'm a little bit late. I realize this. But bear with me, okay? Just bear with me. So that's what we're doing. I hope you enjoy. This is a general reading, general collective message thing, so obviously not everything is going to resonate with you. Please use your discernment, critical thinking. Take this reading with a grain of salt, okay? Not everything is going to apply to you, and whatever it does, take that with you. Whatever doesn't, leave it for someone else, okay? All right, awesome. Is there anything else that I need to say? I don't know. I hope you enjoy. I miss you. We'll see how this goes. Okay? All right. Let's get started for you, Scorpio. All right. So what is in store for Scorpio for January 2020? What is the energy? What should they be expecting? What is in store for them? What is the energy for them? Scorpios. Oh, shit. Okay. So we have the Three of Wands that popped out. All right, we have the Three of Wands. Oh, by the way, I'm using the Modern Witch Tarot, my favorite deck, if you don't know by now. Modern Witch Tarot. Three of Wands. Scorpio is what we're starting off with. Three of Wands. We have the Seven of Swords reversed. We have the Ten of Swords. We have the Two of Cups reversed. We have the Knight of Swords. And we have the Four of Wands. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Swords. Okay, interesting, fun stuff. Good stuff. All right, so Scorpio, I see you being encouraged to definitely take the steps to expand yourself, or to broaden your horizons in some sort of way, however that might apply to you, whether it is taking new classes, whether it is taking an online course, whether this means taking on a new hobby, learning a new language, traveling to somewhere new, going to any sort of new place in your neighborhood. I don't know your life like that. But the Three of Wands basically talks about expansion. It talks about learning. This reminds me a lot of college or of schooling, that sort of thing. It reminds me a lot of traveling, however that might apply to you. This could be either moving places, especially with the Four of Wands here, which to me is like the home or the like direct or immediate environment. So Three of Wands with the Four of Wands, to me, that could be like change of your environment in some sort of way. It could literally even be like redecorating your room or something. I don't know. So we have this learning. We see this need to expand, to broaden our horizons, to do things differently, to kind of push ourselves outside of our comfort zone in whatever way that might apply to us. But we also have the Seven of Swords reverse, which to me talks about needing a plan, needing a strategy, and, you know, thinking a little bit ahead. It's kind of like when you play a game of chess and you have to think a few steps ahead of your opponent so that you can end up winning the game. It's not one of those things where you do it one at a time. Like, you have to be thinking, you have to think strategy. You have to think, okay, if this person does this, I'm going to do this and this. And if they do that, then I'm going to do that and that. Like, you have to have an idea as to what you're going to do, a strategy, a plan, a timeline, something in order to avoid any sort of impulsivity, any sort of a recklessness, any sort of behavior that could ultimately backfire on you and that could ultimately just not benefit you at all. This to me says like definitely avoid overestimating yourself, because I see you kind of doing that, especially with this Knight of Swords right under the Seven of Swords. This is you rushing into it, and I see the passion, I see the desire, I see the excitement. But I definitely encourage you to take things a little bit slow, to have that timeline, or to have an idea, to have a strategy, to have something that keeps you from doing things too quickly, and then you ultimately end up regretting it in some sort of way, or you wish that you could go back and like do something different, but it's ultimately like too late for you. Does that kind of make sense? And so I would also say, with the Seven of Swords and this Knight of Swords, I see you like that impulsivity, I see that recklessness, and I feel that part of it has to do with the fact that you might be running away from your own feelings, or running away from something that you don't want to face internally. And I know that's something that a lot of us do, especially Scorpios. I feel that Scorpio, you make your healing process so much more difficult than it needs to be for yourself. It really doesn't have to be this dramatic thing, but so many Scorpios just make it this way, and I don't know why. Like, you're the sign of transformation, right? Like, that's like your big thing. Everyone knows you as like the sign of transformation and like the phoenix rising from the ashes and all of this other shit. But it's like, you don't want to go through, and I get it. Healing is a painful thing. I understand you, honey. Ooh, I get you. I understand it. But the thing is that you need to start working on helping yourself, okay? You need to start working on helping yourself so that you can end up healing from a lot of things that may have really deeply hurt you, whatever those might be. So here's what I'm saying. We have the Ten of Swords, right? Which is it's like an ultimate ending to something. And with this deck, this to me kind of reads as like pretending that everything is fine. Pretending that everything is okay. You're telling everyone, I'm fine, I'm good, I don't want to talk about it, or, you know, just saying all of these things to maybe push people away, or to kind of keep yourself from really acknowledging anything that is necessary for you to face. And it's almost like you're trying to numb yourself, right? You're trying to say all of these things, but really there are literally 10 swords just like inserted into you. But you're on your phone trying to ignore all the pain, right? And it's like, is it really that worth it? Is it really worth it? Like, is it really worth ignoring all of that? I don't know. Is it? I don't know. But here's the issue, I guess you could say. So we have you ignoring the pain, or trying to at least. But the thing about that is that by ignoring it, it only accumulates and it only builds up, and then it only just like blows up in your face, and then you have to like go through with cleaning everything up. So it's like, do you want to clean up a mess that you can like absolutely avoid? You know what I mean? Or are you really that adamant in just ignoring everything and then creating more pain for yourself? So that's up to you to decide. Okay, that's all I'm saying. It's up to you, my friend. But I would encourage you to, you know, face everything so that you don't have to go through the unnecessary pain, you know, and just like add on top of the pain that you're already potentially experiencing. Right? Okay, awesome. So that's one thing. And we also have the Two of Cups reversed, which to me just talks about self-love and needing to take the time to nurture yourself and to love yourself and to go through that whole process. Is it cliche to say? Probably. Is it necessary? Absolutely. Is it easy? No. I never said it was going to be easy, but it's necessary for your own growth And with this Two of Cups, if you have any sort of like codependent issues, if you have any sort of issues where, you know, you have to have other people in your life to make you happy, this Two of Cups reverse to me is saying that this expansion, this learning, this liberation, even this Three of Wands is also liberation to me. This independence is definitely going to help you. And I think this to me, okay, these two cards to me read as like finding a new hobby, finding something new to do all by yourself. This to me reads as going to the movies on your own. This to me reads as going out to the mall on your own. This to me reads as, I don't know, like doing things that you normally would with other people on your own. You know, take yourself on a date with just yourself. It at first feels really awkward and uncomfortable, and you know, you might feel kind of like that spotlight effect. You might feel that everyone is just like staring at you and be like, oh my god, she's such a lonely bitch, like, oh my god. But are you really? We know that you're not, or you're working towards not feeling that way, and appreciating your own presence and appreciating your own self, your own company. So like, fuck those people. If they do see you and if they do think like that, fuck those people. It doesn't matter what they think. You know what I mean? So anyways, this to me reads as like needing to face your shit. All right. In the meantime, also finding new things to embark on. Expansion, like I said, the learning, maybe taking a new course, a new hobby, liberating yourself in some way and kind of reclaiming a sense of independence and not relying on other people to give you that sense of satisfaction that you can give yourself. Because whatever it is that you think other people can give you and only other people can give you, I guarantee you can give it to yourself with enough patience and enough time and enough care for yourself. Again, not easy. Easier said than done, yes, but necessary. So just keep that in mind, okay? All right. And then we have the Four of Wands, which I think is what you ultimately want. You want stability, you want comfort, you want celebration, you want peace, you want happiness, you want a sense, I guess, of family or security. And I think that you will be able to achieve that. But I think that the biggest lesson for you, Scorpio, is knowing that you can give that to yourself. And again, other people don't have to give that to you. And it's almost like you don't want to give that sort of power to other people because you don't know what other people can do with that. And a lot of people can really do numbers when they have that sort of power. So it's just best to give yourself that power and to do things for yourself, by yourself, so that you can ultimately help yourself. You know what I mean? And not just kind of like numb the pain. The Ten of Swords and the Two of Cups reversed also just reads to me as like maybe you go through some sort of issues with other people, whether it's like family or friends or like coworkers or whatever it is, and there's just like a little bit of disharmony within the relationship. You're not really seeing eye to eye with these other people, and you might try to numb yourself because of that, and you might even try to ignore it, and you might even try to be like the knight in shining armor of like trying to save the situation or trying to be like some sort of martyr, in which case I would discourage you from that. Don't try to be a martyr. It's not really beneficial for either of you, you know? So if that's the case, just be aware of that, okay? I understand like this passion, right? Like this to me is like stopping at nothing. This Knight of Swords is someone who won't stop at anything to get what they want. And the Knight is going towards this Two of Cups reversed. So it's like it's almost like you keep on going back to certain relationships or people in your life that might not be the best for you, because they give you a sense of comfort and because they're familiar to you. but I just feel that it's just better to kind of go your own way. And it doesn't mean that you have to completely cut off all contact with these people, although for some of you it might be necessary. But I just feel that there are other options for you to explore, and it's important for you to not just go back to these people or these groups or these situations because you feel that you need them in order to survive, because you don't. Does that kind of make sense? And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Swords, and then we also have the Four of Cups, and then under that, we have the Eight of Wands reversed, and then under that is the Ten of Wands reversed. All right. Okay, so Four of Wands tells me that you definitely need space. It could be that you need your own space, or you need to give other people space. Other people might be needing space. And again, it really kind of boils down to any sort of like potential codependent sort of issues that you might be facing or dealing with, whether it's you or another person or just both of you in general. It boils down to that independence, that liberation, that that sense of just like being your own individual, rather than like, because your identity isn't you and someone else. It's just you. I don't want your identity to be attached to someone else's. Does that kind of make sense? And so with the Four of Swords, this to me just talks about like just needing a break, needing some time alone, needing to rest, needing to rejuvenate, read a book, like do things on your own, go out on your own, enjoy your own company, that sort of thing. Or maybe just stay in bed for a day and just decompress, because maybe you're going through a lot of stress right now and that's just not cool, right? And then we have the Four of Cups, which to me kind of reads as like, if this to me kind of like reads as like being indifferent to any sort of offers that are made. Okay, it could be that, how do I say this? If someone is trying to make an offer to you, especially if you have like some sort of like codependent issues with this person, or if you have like just not really healthy ties with this person, if this person tries to like make any sort of offer, whenever they're like, okay, I'm over it, let's get back together, whatever the case might be, even if it's like a friend or like a family member, you don't have to accept that offer. And the Four of Cups to me also reads as like meditation, really thinking things through. This to me reads as like aligning your energy. This to me reads as resting. Again, these two fours, this to me reads as resting. And then we have the Eight of Wands reverse, which to me talks about slowing down. This entire row literally talks about you needing to slow down. This all reads as like no longer chasing after someone who wants to be chased, and like not in the best way possible. This to me again just reads as you just needing time for yourself, you needing to slow down, not needing to make all of these impulsive decisions. Knight of Swords right in the center. I feel like that's really your energy here, is the Knight of Swords. Whether it's you trying to save a situation immediately, trying to get an answer immediately, trying to do this and this and this and get like immediate gratification. This to me reads as just like giving the situation to rest, to let it kind of like ferment a little bit. I don't think that's the word, but to let it just like chill for a second, okay? So that things can kind of just align on their own. You'd be surprised how quickly something can come together when you just leave it alone for a second. So yeah, this to me just reads as, in January, Scorpio, slow down a little bit, take time for yourself, don't worry so much about other people, create home and security within yourself, and allow yourself to just like liberate yourself from the burdens that other people have placed on you, because they are not your burdens to carry. So decompress, take time for yourself, be on your own, face your issues rather than ignoring them. And that's it. Yeah, we literally have the Devil. Like, it was at the what is this, the top of the deck? This is the bottom. Anyways, this is at the top. So this is the Devil. This is unhealthy habits. This is codependency. This is physical pleasures. This is instant gratification. So it's like, and then we have the Moon, which is like the confusion towards it, and like being under the illusion that something is one way when it's clearly another. And I feel that by resting and by like meditating, doing some yoga, doing some journaling, introspecting, that sort of thing, by going a little bit in a hermit mode, I feel that you'll be able to see things a little bit more clearly, and you'll have a better idea as to how to approach these situations. You know what I mean? So with that being said, Scorpio, I hope that this resonates. I hope you enjoy it. I hope that it was helpful in any sort of way. Let me know how this might resonate. Let me know if you have if there's a Scorpio in your life that is like this, or if there's just anyone who else needs to hear this. Yeah. I hope to see you next month, perhaps February. We'll see what freaking happens. I don't know what's happening. Yeah. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Share with your friends, family, loved ones, comments, any feedback, anything that you would like to share with me. I would love to hear it with you. If you would like to book a reading with me, a personal reading with me, you can do so at Sinfulpluto.com. I added a bunch of services, like new services on my website. So there's like a month ahead reading that we can do, a week ahead reading. We have, just like different little fun things that we're trying out for the new year. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Check it out, honey, homie. I don't know. If you want to follow me on social media, you can do so on Twitter and Instagram at Sinfulpluto. Any other information that you need to know, the deck will be linked down below. Yeah. That's it, I guess. Drink your water, eat your meals, take your vitamins, take your meds, whatever it is that you need or that you require, okay? I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.